What you're watching right now is not just a playoff race, it's a collision of egos, expectations, and legacies that are all threatening to explode at the exact same time. Because what happened this weekend didn't just shake up the standings, it ripped the mask off the entire NFL hierarchy and forced everyone to confront something uncomfortable. Some teams are built for January, some are pretending, and some are about to find out the hard way that reputation means nothing when momentum turns against you. The Ravens didn't just beat the Packers, they embarrassed them. And in doing so, they reignited a conversation that the league desperately tried to bury. That when Baltimore is allowed to play their brand of football, when they stop overthinking and stop protecting feelings and just lean into who they are one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Meanwhile, the rest of the conference is standing on shaky ground, pretending they're stable while everything beneath them is cracking. The Chargers are limping. The Steelers are staring into chaos. The Browns are waiting to play spoiler. The Bears are suddenly kings of the North. And right in the middle of it all, the question nobody wants to ask out loud is this: are we watching the beginning of a playoff picture that's about to flip upside down? Or are we being tricked by one explosive week that's hiding deeper flaws? Because when you peel this thing back, when you really listen to what was said and how it was said, this isn't just analysis. This is tension, ego, legacy, and pressure colliding in real time, and someone is about to crack under it. Now let's slow it down and talk about what actually happened, because this is where the story really takes shape. The Ravens go out and absolutely dismantle the Packers, and the result immediately reshapes the AFC conversation. At the same time, the Texans handle the Chargers, creating even more separation in a playoff picture that suddenly feels far less predictable than it did just a week ago. The discussion on set centers around the AFC landscape, the playoff math, and the emotional weight behind these matchups, especially with division titles, seeding, and legacies hanging in the balance. And before we go any further, if you're enjoying this kind of deep, unfiltered breakdown that doesn't pull punches, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a like, because this is where the real conversations live, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's get into the heart of this chaos. Because the Ravens' performance wasn't just a win, it was a statement wrapped in frustration, validation, and maybe even a little bit of revenge against their own decision-making from earlier weeks. The conversation immediately goes to the AFC playoff picture, and you can feel the tension in the air as the analysts lay it out. Denver clinching the West, New England already in but still jockeying for position, Jacksonville punching their ticket, Pittsburgh sitting on the edge of control, and then Baltimore sitting there with everything to prove and very little margin for error. And what stands out is how quickly the conversation shifts from numbers and scenarios to belief, because belief is what separates contenders from pretenders in December and January. When the focus turns to Pittsburgh, the tone changes. There's confidence in what they've built, especially with Aaron Rodgers commanding the offense. The conversation leans into how composed and efficient that unit has become, how the run game with Kenneth Gainwell and Warren has given balance, and how the offensive line has quietly done its job. There's a sense that this team knows who it is now, and that matters. But even with that confidence, there's an undercurrent of danger, because this is the NFL and nothing is guaranteed, especially when you walk into a divisional matchup with history hanging over your head. The mention of Cleveland isn't casual. It's a reminder that weird things happen in that building, that history has a way of resurfacing, and that even legends can stumble in places soaked in bad memories. And that's where the tension sharpens. The discussion around Aaron Rodgers isn't just about his play. It's about legacy moments, about breaking curses, about being the guy who walks into a hostile environment and walks out with control. There's talk of sacks, of records, of the ghosts of quarterbacks past, and it all feeds into this sense that Sunday isn't just a game, it's a referendum. At the same time, the focus shifts to the Browns and Shatter Sanders, and this is where things get fascinating, because this isn't framed as a throwaway start or a developmental moment. This is framed as an audition, a chance to put something on tape that forces a franchise to think differently about its future. The idea that one performance could reshape perception hangs heavy, and the message is clear. This is an opportunity to take something from someone else, to derail a season, to inject chaos into a race that's already volatile. And while all of this is unfolding, the Chargers quietly become the cautionary tale. Their loss locks them into a difficult path, and the conversation around them is filled with frustration and sympathy in equal measure. Injuries have taken their toll, depth has been tested, and the reality is that asking one quarterback to carry everything week after week eventually breaks something. The analysis doesn't sugarcoat it. This is a team that has fought hard, but the margins are catching up to them, and the road ahead is unforgiving. Winning on the road in January is hard enough when you're healthy. Doing it battered and thin is a different challenge entirely. Then the spotlight swings to the NFC, and suddenly the tone shifts again. The Bears, once an afterthought, are now division champions, and the weight of that achievement is fully acknowledged. This isn't supposed to happen this fast. Year one under Ben Johnson was supposed to be about growth, about laying foundations, not about banners and seeding. But here they are, and the conversation makes it clear that expectations have officially changed. There's admiration in the way his approach is described, the way he makes every game personal, the way he injects urgency into every snap. It's not about rivalry alone, it's about mindset. About teaching a team to treat every opponent like an obstacle standing between them and something bigger. What's powerful here is the recognition that momentum is real, even if it can't be measured. You can feel it in a locker room. You can feel it in a stadium. And once it starts rolling, it becomes something that carries teams further than talent alone ever could. The Bears are riding that wave, and the question isn't whether they belong anymore, it's how far they can push it. The discussion around seeding, rest, and strategy only adds to the tension, because it highlights the delicate balance between pushing for greatness and protecting what you've already earned. And through all of this, the underlying theme never changes. Every team mentioned is standing at a crossroads. The Ravens, with their physical dominance and renewed identity, are daring the league to stop them if they get in. The Steelers are trying to close the door and claim what's theirs. The Browns are lurking with nothing to lose. The Chargers are fighting against the limits of their own bodies. The Bears are redefining expectations in real time. And every single one of these stories collides in the same space. The postseason, where narratives die or become legend. What makes this moment so compelling is that none of it feels settled. Nothing feels safe. Every confidence point is paired with a vulnerability. Every strength has a crack beneath it. And that's why this conversation hits the way it does. Because it isn't just analysis, it's a warning. The playoffs don't care about projections or reputations. They care about who can execute when the pressure squeezes the hardest. And as this picture continues to take shape, one thing is becoming painfully clear. The margin between dominance and disaster has never been thinner. And the next few games are going to expose exactly who's built to survive it.